Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, you have the #1 power forward build for NBA 2K26 Pro-Am. Now, what I want to say about this build is it's very unique in the terms of it's going to be very well rounded. It has a lot of capabilities of like putting the ball on the floor. It's still going to be a cutter. It's still going to have the perimeter and interior defensive like kind of versatility, if you will. And what's going to be important to note with this is that the 75 speed with ball is going to look troll, but I promise this actually can provide something to your team's offense. And I think that's important, especially in a year like this where I do think you're going to see a lot of like, you know, teamwork, kind of. That's at least my take. But anyway, got to shout out 2K. Appreciate them for flying me out, allowing me to get the early access content, and obviously create builds like this. So let's go ahead and get into this. Let me get to the part where it's actually allowing you guys to see the badges. I accidentally just don't show that sometimes, so you're gonna have to like recreate it here. I don't understand why. Let me pull this up real quick for those of you who aren't really aware of how the builder exactly works yet. You have to expand the bottom kind of tab, if you will, and it'll just stay blank like this on the bottom, which is okay. It looks clean and stuff, but like I think everybody would obviously prefer when they're making a build to see stuff like this. So just remember to do that if you happen to load it up. And as you can see, we can see like the tethers and stuff, what's all going up together. We can see the badges that are all going up like correlated with whatever you're upgrading. Strength, as you can see, is actually just going to be for the perimeter defensive kind of oriented stuff. It's actually not even for box out beast or anything like that anymore. You don't need strength. So if you want, I guess you could kind of skip out on it, but here's the thing. I believe there's more to it than just the idea of like badge this, badge that. I think you need strength still for the sake of box outs, even if they say you have half box out beast, but who knows? We'll have to see. As you can see though, the pass act is not going to be great on this per se, but it's at least something. And what I wanted to do with this build is give it some ability off the dribble. I mean, like, I'm not trying to steal Swag X Godly's flow or anything like that, but obviously if you guys don't know him from Joe Knows' Pro-Am team, it's something like that where I could really see someone being useful with this exactly, where it has the cutter ability, it has the ability to still put the ball on the floor, and the ability to shoot threes at a pretty decent rate as well. So all these things considered, it's actually a pretty good park build too. So I don't want to necessarily only like want this to be a Pro-Am build. But man, I mean, the final product on this looks pretty good to me. Again, if you really did not want speed with ball or ball handle, you want to just be a true blue power forward that's just here to play defense and shoot spot up threes and that's it, feel free to obviously take the speed with ball or ball handle down and then put it into probably interior defense, I'd have to assume. That's like the glaring weakness of the build that is currently on the screen right here, if you ask me, of where it stands out. Not to mention, man, vertical was so hard to upgrade on this build. I tried a couple of times. Matter of fact, let me see if I have the recording of it real quick. All right, I couldn't find it. I think I just didn't save it because I thought it just looked trash. So simply put, I don't know if that says enough for you. I just don't think it's going to be easy to upgrade vertical on the power forward. So it's going to be a lot more about snagging box outs and playing like the board, obviously, as far as that goes, and let your center kind of grab them. But 94 rebounds should still put in plenty of work for you to actually be able to grab the rebounds. I mean, I don't think vert is the end all be all on boards. Obviously, it can probably contribute at a decent rate. But again, with how hard it is to upgrade it, I think you'd be losing out on a ton of other capabilities with the build to be putting into something like that. To be fair, it's all up to your preference. I'm giving you a template to work with. You can push, pull, take what you want on a lot of different ratings. Now, something super important to note that I wasn't aware of when I was in the builder, and maybe a custom tweak I would put on the build if I could now, is that I think if you want some more takeover options rather than just some sharp stuff or like the perimeter defensive ones that are based on steal and, you know, perimeter defensive things, because obviously playing back end and pick and roll defense, you want things that are maybe more correlated to the interior defensive like aspect of the build or the rebounding. So with the rebounding thing, the problem is that obviously you need offensive rebound to also still get it. So it's a little bit of a tough scene. I don't really know if the glass related takeover is something that we're gonna be able to get with the power forward builds anymore, but here's the thing. The rim guardian is actually maybe a little bit more important. So you're going to be able to get the see the future aspect of the like glass take while having this, even though it requires nothing as far as rebounding, which is pretty odd. But what's important to note is I obviously made the build with pretty low interior defense. It's 74. I think if you wanted to kick that up to like 82, get the post move lockdown, and also just reach this threshold of what you need for the rim guardian, and then also take the block up by 1, because I was thinking when I was in it, I went for the rim, the rim protector sort of deal, paint patroller, like hitting at 84, and that's just what I thought was gonna be good value. Come to find out, 85 block is what's associated with rim guardian. So 85 is actually going to be the best value when it comes to the block rating and it's simple as that, because this Rim Guardian takeover should be pretty good. So if you want to take away, like I said, from the ball handle speed with ball capabilities of this, I think it's very simple to just say put that into 82 interior defense and get 85 block. Then you have a true blue power forward that's just a true, like, you know, defensive menace, and it's just as simple as that, and it'll be still versatile. Obviously that 92 perimeter defense, all that, kick up the interior defense if you want to feel better about it and be able to get that Rim Guardian. So I will say I don't really think offensive rebound is necessary, and I think the fact that you need to get higher offensive rebound to even get the box out related takeover is not really that great. So let me just pull up the take that I'm talking about right here. Okay, so the takeover I'm referencing is Crasher, where you need an 80 offensive rebound, an 80 defensive rebound, and an 85 strength. I don't think this is necessary as a back end. I think while it can help you on the box outs, the only other secondary effect of it is the screen power. So I just don't think it's something that people are going to be hunting down. I think Rim Guardian is way better of a takeover and correlates a lot better with the ratings that you're going to be upgrading anyway as is. So I don't think I'd be really like resorting to thinking that you want anything that has to do with Crasher anyway, already off the fact that it's the brick wall correlated one. But then on top of that too, that I just don't think it naturally fits a lot of ratings that you'd want on most power forwards. Now, some people, if you want like a secondary Crasher out the corner on O boards, you could really resonate with like having around 80 offensive rebounds. So if you really wanted something like that, at least it's another option for you. And then just remember that the 85 strength is necessary for that. Also, a pretty hilariously overtuned rating on this is obviously that the free throw is at 96. Honestly, it's just that I had nowhere better as far as like value and like badge points would go to put it into. Knowing now, I would probably say obviously you can still shave that off into the, like, you know, putting into the interior defense or block, put free throw down to like 80, something like that. But even still, it's only going to get you like 1 or 2 ratings on either of those two. So like free throw is obviously just cheap in general. So that's just how it is. But yeah, I don't know if it's a necessity to really have like a super high dunk or standing dunk when it comes to being a cutter in this game yet. Obviously, that's something that I don't really want to invest a whole lot of points on before I know like what you'd really need to get out of it. So all in all, I guess you could say it's a slightly risky build to create. I don't think so though. I mean, you can't really go wrong with like the ability to actually put the ball on the floor a little bit, or again, if you wanted to take that away, still feel free to. And then again, like a true blue power forward that fits like the Pro-Am mold, it's like the most classic build you could ever find. I mean, it's always going to be something that like plays lanes well, is versatile in terms of if it needs to switch or if they rotate it out and you now end up on ball, needs to be able to play chase downs, needs to obviously be able to rebound, box out, have good physicals. It's just a constant like classic thing. The only thing I think that's ever up for debate with backends is like how much pass act do you want on it? Do you want to be able to throw breaks, something like that, right? With like 87 pass act versus do you want to just have like a respectable, decent pass act that's not really like great or anything like that? But besides that, I guess like the other slight tweaks you can maybe make is like how much O board you want on it. Do you want it to be more of a cutter and way less of a ball handler, or you want to have like, you know, solid ball handle, like kind of swag out abilities and like be the minimum cutter that this build kind of is right here. So anyway, let's go ahead and let you see this though real quick. I want to, and also the interesting name this got, Edge Enforcing Small Ball 4. It's probably one of the cooler names that I've seen so far, but even still, I think they kind of went a little overboard on some of the names of just having a ton of you know, verbs on this. But anyway, I wanted to point this out to y'all though, and that this is why I think it's so important. The dribble styles, as you can see for the wings, I've done a test on this, and if you want to check the video out for more options other than just Zach LaVine, feel free to. But LaVine is what we're really here for, and it's 75 speed with ball requirement. There's a ton of other SIGs and stuff that obviously having 70 ball handle will be able to net you, and I think that is important even still. As far as the behind the backs, as you can see, there's nothing really like important standing out. You can't get Pippen or anything like that. I think you need a 75 ball handle. And if you wanted that, you could still go for that too. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just going to be pro, probably, as far as what you're actually running. So this right here is a different build. It's technically my 6'8 Pierce Slasher, but this also has 75 speed with ball. And I just wanted to see, I wanted to show you what you'd be capable of as far as the movement on this power forward type of a build right here with the 75 speed with ball. You can see my like reasoning for why I think this would be valuable to have on the court. You being a traffic cone is kind of a problem on offense when it comes to Pro-Am. Dudes can put like, you know, their center on you and just not even worry about you at all. Whereas when there's actually a threat of having to guard you on the perimeter, that becomes a problem. And you can actually actually be resorted to for like some shot clock bailouts when your point guard gets tired or gets out of adrenaline. Same goes for your shooting guard. Obviously, if your center already isn't bringing anything to the table as far as like, you know, relieving the workload off of your guards on the offense. And then if they want to put a point guard on you, obviously your size and stuff like that is going to deter them off of you. Not to mention that it just would be still hard for point guards to even guard you on this. Again, remind you, this is how a power forward could be moving right now. I think it could be very valuable. So, I don't know. I know a lot of people are going to be hating on the idea of like having the speed with ball on a 4, especially the comp pro-am heads. Obviously, the super comp pro-am players, they don't want anything to do with a speed with ball power forward. It just sounds stupid. And same goes for the stage players. They would think that obviously this would be a dumb addition to your build if it was like a popper or something like that too. But I just think this is more fun. You could actually have fun playing what people would normally deem boring role on pro-am, and you could actually like have the ability to do stuff like this. And then on top of that too, it doesn't even cost that much realistically toward your build. Like you already, let me pull that up real quick again, because technically here I got to switch back because we're on my slasher build. The tether of maxing your speed out already puts your speed with ball up to like around, as you can see, 56. So I'm not here to say that going up plus 20 is like nothing, you know, but it's definitely already sort of up there, and it's wasted attributes realistically if you're not going to get something out of it. There's not a whole lot of dribble styles around like 60 speed with ball that actually net you anything. So I think it's well worth, to be fair, but some people might disagree. That's all right. I just wanted to give you a little, you know, option, something different than a lot of other people have maybe shown you already on the builder. But anyway, that's all for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub, if you're new, tell them noties, all that good stuff. Like always, try this one to 1,000 likes. And if you made it to the end of the video, put power forward. You could put PF in the comment search part that you made it all the way through. You could put number 4 as well for playing the 4 position. But anyway, stay tuned for more pro-am builds. We got the center, we got the locks and stuff like that, power forward. Shooting guard, they're so back. 100%. Check that video out if you haven't already. And besides that, if you want to see more animations like that Zach LaVine dribble style, there are a couple more that maybe could correlate to a build like this, like LeBron, for instance, if it suits your fancy a little bit more than say the LaVine did or anything like that. And then remember also, like I said, fellas, look into those takeovers as well. Get that 80 interior defense, 82 whatever, and 85 block for the rim guardian as well, if that is something that you also are interested in on top of that. Also, in case you guys didn't know, I'm teaming up with NBA 2K Lab again this year, and like always, they have the best statistical jump shots on their website, put a ton of time into the labbing of those, and on top of that, have exact visual cues now for those jump shots they recommend to you. So first, they find the exact best jump shots and put them into the data that you can use if you buy the premium. Then, on top of that too, they have the ability to even just practice the jump shot if you don't want to sit in the my court, wait for a ball return, or for that matter, even have to track down your own ball. And if you're not someone that wants to use the most meta jump shot of like the best screen window and the absolute fastest, what you can do is plug your controller into your PC and shoot 10 shots of what feels comfortable to you, and they'll recommend you one of the jump shots that they've created as well. And again, this is a huge feature right here, the ability to take one of the custom jump shots they've recommended to you and find the exact release point of it and know exactly when to let go of your button on the controller or when to let go of the ball in your player's hands, obviously. And on top of that too, even do motion style tests, and they've got rankings of a ton of dribble moves. So if you want to check this out, like I said, go to NBA2KLab.com or the link in my description and put code LAKER for your promo code. This is going to save you about $1 per month or up to $2 depending on what length of subscription you decide to get. So when you come over to the website, you can hit the sign up tab, come over to the length of subscription you'd like to sign up for, and then hit register. And then when you do hit register, it'll create a coupon code, and you just are going to put in code LAKER right here if you'd like to as well. Now you guys absolutely feel free to sign up for whatever length of subscription you would like to do, but if you want to help me out, I make a percentage based off of the initial subscription price that you pay. So for instance, if you were to get the monthly, I'd only make a percentage off the $7.99, but if you were to do the yearly, I'd make the percentage off of that. So again, feel free to do whatever you'd like to. I don't want to pressure you any which way, but if you want to help me out just in specific, I'd really appreciate that as well. So I hope y'all enjoying the video. Let's get right back to it, but one last time, if you want to subscribe to the NBA 2K Lab Premium, just use code LAKER at checkout for 20% off. Anyway, that's all. Let's get back to the video now. But anyway, that's all for the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. None of that. Take it easy, man. Peace.